Okay. I just got in from the gym, the fitness center, I like to call it. So I had a first. Let me say hello. Welcome to Blue Wolf Industry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking I'm at the school. Welcome to Blue Wolf Cast. I'm Intrinsic, and I'm so honored to be in front of you all, and I'm excited to have the pack in front of me. So, yes, I'm calling you all packs, love packs. So, I was having class earlier. Um, I'm an instructor in cosmetology. We have a beauty college here called Blue Wolf Industry Study. Okay, and what we was going over, I'm going to snack on this. It's like a naked butter. It's like immunity and plus proteins, 12 grams of protein. They're so good. I don't know if I had the maple sunflower one, but we're about to see what it's giving. So I had a dream, okay? So this video, let me first give you the rundown what the video's majority is going to be about. This video is about, well, you probably can tell for the title, but it's about fate and how fate works and how you can really step in and step out of whatever fate you choose. Now, I had this dream. Let me just run down the dream. The dream was very vivid, and at first it seemed like a horror movie. And I like horror, but I like psychological horror. For those who've been watching me, know I like horror. Like, oh, this is Yasmin, by the way. She wanted to join us. So I have a love for psychological horror, but not glory. Like is it called glory? Glora, like blood, like bloody and like people stabbing people and brutal. Like I don't. That's not my thing in jump scares. But this. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is it wasn't a pleasant dream because it was a blood. It was people running around. It was a lot going on. So I was like staying calm in my dream, like, okay, whatever. I don't know about y'all, but my dreams are usually like I jump in and out of people. Like I'll see a character and I'll kind of like feel what that character going through, but then I'll jump out of it. Then I'll kind of like be like someone that's not in the dream, but like just like a fly on a wall type of thing. And then I'll jump in another character and kind of feel what they're feeling. Like kind of like the dream is all me. I'm the dream, I'm the room, I'm everything the dream is presenting if I want it to be. So I was, like I said, I just left the fitness center. I was in this dream. Oh, it's tasty. And it got into a point where I'm like, we're running around. It's like we're on this ship. Okay? And this is all going to make sense by the end of the video. So stay tuned. If y'all want to kind of like piece through it. But I think y'all will get the full message if y'all watch the video fully through. Okay? So I was in this dream. It was like a ship. But the ship was like wrecked. Almost like a ship from like Aliens. Like, have you ever seen the movie Alien? In that movie, there was like ship and it was like a wreckage. There was stuff, glass broken. And in my dream, it was blood everywhere. It was like we didn't know what was going on. We just seen some type of crime scene. The funny thing is that something just came up in my mind. We was talking about something about crime and kind of like, okay, let me stay focused. It looked like a crime scene. And in this crime scene, we running around ragged because we think something's out to get us. Didn't know what, but it just seemed like we need to find our way out of here because we see blood, we see broken glass, we see so many things, but we don't see anyone besides ourselves, obviously. So we stopped for a minute because we was like getting tired just running around in circles. There was like no exit. It was just kind of like we just was on repeat. So then after that happened, I then heard a voice. I think the whole ship did, where it was just kind of like, y'all need to choose y'all fate to get out of here. And understand that it's your fate that you have to choose to get out of here. And soon when that message came across, everything started to make sense. And y'all just need to face y'all fate or something like that, it said. And this one character in the dream, which was like a male figure, was like, and it was like a lady figure, and he had told her basically like, I don't like you in that way. I can't because I'm AI. I'm a robot. She freaks out, runs around again, and he's like, or the AI, because you can't call it he or she because it's an AI robot, was like understanding what was going on, like, oh wow, she's not accepting the fate of what the reality of this is that I'm AI. She's not taking this as well as I thought she would have. So she started running around with her head, like running around. And as she started to run around, I started to observe that all of that broken glass, all of that dried up blood was from her. So like I started to watch. Let me give you an example. So she was like trying to turn the corner. She run into like this glass thing that looked like a fire hydrant thing. Not fire extinguisher thing, and like breaks it. But it was already broken before. But when she broke it, it like manifested to make sense that her elbow fell right into where it was broken at, and the glass looked like it fell just like it was, but it didn't fall because it was already fallen, type of thing. Or the little bit was around, kind of like felt just where it was gonna fall, that type of thing. And then I started to like kind of like jump ahead, like where she was about to go, and she was like going up these stairs. And as I was looking at the stairs, I seen dried up blood, and she fell right where her blood came out onto the dried up blood. But before she even did that, I seen the dried up blood begin to liquefy back to it, like it's coming to like the past to the current moment, or no, the future to the current moment, whatever way you want to look at it. It's like past, present, and future. And then as I'm watching this happen, I'm like, oh, I started to feel a sense of panic, because I'm like, okay, if she's causing all this dried up blood and breaking the glass, I'm like, what if there's some dried up blood waiting on me? And I said what came in my mind, and I heard someone say this previously too, that's not my fate. And soon when I said those words over myself, that's not my fate, I wasn't panicking at all. I wasn't even panicking when she was doing it. And something about that version of me, even though I could have been that version who could have been panicking like her, because I stepped in it for a minute and I said, that don't feel well to me. It doesn't make sense to act that way. We are already in a situation. Why am I tripping out about what you are? And we on this spaceship. You get what I'm saying? So I'm seeing her causing all destruction, falling, bleeding, and I'm like, she's probably not even noticing how the environment is becoming her, that she was afraid of in the first place. I'm staying calm and said, oh, I've just learned, just because you are in a space, in a room, in an environment where other people have their fate going on. Because I realize in this world, we are living in like a horror film at times, where we may see how other people live their life and treat themselves or react or behave or go about doing things in a self-harming or harming other people in a way where that's their life. It don't need to be how we perceive our life or how we go about our life. We can choose our fate. We can simply say that's not my fate, and let that be done, and it becomes not our fate. I known that wasn't my fate before I even seen her fall into the blood, falling right into her fate, which is the crime scene that we was running from in the first place. So it was like I was running with her from her own fate. So we need to be mindful of our energy and know that we have the power, the influence, the choice to choose our own fate. Don't ever let this world fool you to think just because you witness other people fall into their fate in the way they do, that means your fate is made up to be that as well. That is not true. That is so not true. It can be true if you want that to be your fate. But if in your spirit, if in your intuitiveness tells you no, I don't agree with that, you can make a decision to not allow that to be your fate. And I just stopped for a moment and I was like, whoa, that is like really, really freaking cool, because I didn't know I needed that. I didn't know I needed to experience that. I think subconsciously I was feeling a sense of running from fate, but I've learned that my fate can be whatever I make it to be, even in a dream. Even though I may didn't have control of how to get out that room at that moment, I just know I wasn't about to fall into no dried up blood spilled where it becomes that was my fate. I must stand, and to the point where this lady in my dream, okay, this may be a little informational. Remember, this is Artley speaking, but it may be sensitive to some people. This lady ended up taking pills to numb herself to the point where she wouldn't feel it and she just wanted to out herself from that experience because she couldn't deal with it anymore. And then the other people that was in her, they was popping pills too, because said, you know what? I don't want to fall into a fate like she did, where she's bleeding all on the floor, falling into glass, hurting herself to the point where she's kind of like killing herself from running into her fate by being afraid. So her fear led her down a fate path that didn't best serve her. Keep in mind that she was afraid. So fear alone led her to a fate that she didn't prefer. So we must be not moving in fear. Another thing too, the people up there was like, you know what? I don't know what's going on. I'd rather just take these pills because I can control that and just out myself right now. Me in the dream, the person I most connected with, because I think we all can be any version of these people in these dreams that I was just having. The one that I most connected with and learned something from was the one who didn't know how they was going to get off this ship or leave this specific environment or what was going to happen per se, but they knew certain things was not their fate, but they also wasn't about to choose to just out themselves either. And then once that decision has been made, I woke up at that point. And it was very telling to me. It was very telling to me. And it's something I needed that I didn't know. Because hearing on the news about certain people, or how people view certain things, that doesn't matter. How people view me, how people don't view me, how none of that doesn't matter. Because whatever thing I can ever place onto that, I don't have to choose that to be my fate. I don't have to choose to be perceived in any way that doesn't align with me. I don't have to have any negative experience with someone perceiving me in a negative light. I can choose not to have that fate over me. Not saying that won't happen around me, but I don't have to invite that into my intuitiveness, into my fate. And with that being said, I'm looking forward to you all subscribing and commenting below of what y'all thought about this conversation. I just really wanted to get that out and share that with you all, because I think sometimes we don't spend enough time to really understand what fate really means and how to perceive fate as well. And when fate comes at you, how you can remain calm and choose your fate whenever you want to. You know, a lot of people will call that, oh, you're working out of a God state. Call it whichever you want to call it. But I know what I experienced. Okay? Okay. And know whatever happens to you too is happening for you, never against you. And with that being said, I love you, Love Pack, because I love myself. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.